Good morning again. It's Friday, weekend coming up. It sounds interesting. And just to tip you off, I'll come up tomorrow morning on the tracker, so give you a Saturday tracker, but then on Sunday we're travelling down to Cape Town, so will not be a Sunday tracker on that, but we get in about midnight, 1 o'clock or something in the morning on Monday, and if all goes well, we'll be up for a Monday tracker from Cape Town. It might be a bit late, depends on when we get to sleep. Might like to sleep till 3 o'clock, but anyway. So yeah, we'll be back on track on Monday for that. And just opening up here, just to quickly review a couple of things. There's our timer there. You can always see how long the race has been underway. It's been going for 53 days, 17 hours, 0 minutes, and or 1 minute, I should say, just rolled over. So you can always see how long it's going. If you want to get direct to any of the social media, you can go direct to them all from the top there. And if you're English, French, we've got those translations later on. In fact, soon in the next, we're trying to get some other languages up, Italian, even German and Spanish and a few others, but it's taken a little bit longer than we thought. Anyway, coming down the bottom, this is the key elements to follow the race. As you know, that's all pretty self-explanatory. And then one more down, you've got the featured entrant onboard videos. So Mr. Naked Arnaud was the current one, and we got another one going up today. And you can get to all of the entrant onboard videos here. Just click that one and you'll go straight to the onboard video file. They're all indexed there. Some social media links there. If you're not on social media, if you're not on Facebook, for instance, you can actually read the posts from here as well. You don't have to be on Facebook to follow Facebook. Same with Twitter, you can read them here. Okay, just some people don't do Facebook, which is fine, but you can follow it on the web. And the same there, if you're remembering, if you come back, if you're not on social media, you can go to the live and go to day by day. You hit that one, and you've actually got all of the social media here as well. There it is there. You can read all the posts on Twitter, Facebook, everything. You can go through, they're updated. So just for those that don't do social media, that's how you can still follow it on the website. But I wanted to go down here again. You've got some statistics there. You've got Robin, you've got Race Media, and something that we never mention very often. One is our title partner, because we don't have a major sponsor, but we've got McIntyre Adventure and Le Sable d'Olonne, our favourite host port in the world and logistics partner. These are all our real partners. Vendée Department, Pays Loire and Gijón are our premium partners. They were very supportive. Gijón, of course, for the prologue, and Vendée and Pays Loire are big supporters of the race village with Le Sable d'Olonne. Then you've got our technical partners, Plastimo, Boat Shed, Hydrovane, Cup Stories with little cups, they were fun. Translated, NV, they're the Dodger manufacturers, all those high-vis red Dodgers you see, they're really cool. MSOS are our medical 24/7 telemedicine partners on standby for any medical emergency, and Ecomax, who provide the our radar reflectors and transponders and so on. There's another group here that we've just put up last week, which are the partners for Le Sable d'Olonne in the village. So Beneteau, for instance, Leclerc, Pays Loire, or France 3, all of these, Cocktail Vision, they provided the big screen, the big screen in the village. Privilege, they do a lot of things, provide space, and they helped us, Privilege helped us with support boats, the big catamarans when the entrants were finishing the race, all sorts of things. So they're actually supporting Le Sable d'Olonne, who support us, and so we're supporting them a bit too. And then all our associations there, Rubicon Marina and the various yacht clubs and all sorts that are there. So all fun. But the main reason I came here, because I wanted to there's various ways to get the skippers. That you can hit it there, you can, there's a couple of ways to link to the skippers, but if we go through to Simon now, we've got a new section up that I just wanted to highlight. So we hit on Simon. Here's his skipper page. It's a profile page, and we dropped in a new section yesterday. So basic information about Simon. You've got a direct link to all of his SoundClouds there, so you can hear his recorded weekly call statistics again about the boat. But this is the new one. This is a boring alert. Boring. Brr. But if you're into sailing and you want to know what makes up the boat, there's a slideshow there now of about 70 photos, technical photos. We got Nora. I asked Nora to shoot the boats in detail during the race village, so we've got a photo file of boring technical shots of the boats, and you can start that slideshow, you can stop it and build it up a bit bigger, and you can just get a walk around the boat effectively. It was funny because I put them up, and one of the comments, or they went up yesterday, Nora put them up on Facebook, and one guy said, I stop the video so often to look at the pictures, and I laughed because that's exactly what I do, and that's the reason we've taken all these technical shots. You don't have to stop the videos now to look at all the actual technical details of each boat. So over the next couple of months, we'll be releasing, putting up a couple of boats up a month on their skipper profiles, and we'll also launch each one on Facebook. So it's kind of fun. Anyway, you can get a lot of information off the boats there. So now we've got to go straight to the live tracker from there. Look at that, so convenient. Ooh. I forgot that there's other photos and videos further down on that, but the technical file is a bit of fun if you want to know about what these guys and girls are living in, and how things might be placed, and so on. So back to today's tracker. Okay, so first thing that hit me, I said, poor Captain Goog. It's pretty obvious he's not going anywhere because the boat's facing north, and look at that. He's just he's in a hole. He's only done one average of 1 knot for the previous 4 hours of this position, and this sort of little trough thing here is actually progressing over. It's now going away from him, so he's probably already sailing. But anyway, okay, let's start at the back end of the fleet. For a change, and you can see it's lightened off. This is the real-time weather for today. Arnaud's making 4.8 knots, which is fine. He's got a nice breeze, and Ian Herbert Jones got sailing. He's on a smart move. He knows he's got to get south, especially he might have detected with the wind direction and the barometer that there is a high underneath him, and he wants to get below it, otherwise he's going to get headwinds. So he's just going due south. Guy is where's Guy? Come on, come up. Won't come up. Why won't it come up? Have I lost the internet? Nope. 5.6 knots for Elliot. It's a bit tricky, this one. 5.6 for Elliot. He did 118 miles in the last 24 hours. Not too bad. So he's still sailing. And Guy's doing 2.9 knots. So he's obviously got this hole, the centre of the high, coming over the top of him, slowing him down. He's only done 85 miles in the last 24 hours. And then we've got Jeremy. He's got a breeze. He's doing 5.2. But while we're here, let's just look at what's going to happen to their weather as we move forward. So there's a day. Okay, so Arnaud's fine. Ian Herbert Jones, he will have sailed down here. He's going to stop after a day somewhere through here. It's going to come over. Guy's still in a bit of trouble, I think. He's got light headwinds now, so he's only going to go slow. Elliot may be a little bit better. He'll be heading out to the east, and he's got a bit of breeze, so he should keep going. So that's 1 day ahead. Then 2 days ahead, they're back in the game, but these guys going south will be fine. Guy will have to decide what he wants to do, and if I was him, I would tack across. He'll be over here somewhere. He needs to get underneath it. So no point going to windward slow. He should start coming down, and the same with Elliot. They need to get south. They're still a bit high. And it's another day ahead. They're back into it. They're looking pretty good. So yeah, they're behind it, so they'll be happy. So they've got 2 days of funny stuff, and then they're underway again. So that's not too bad. So we'll come back to today's weather and look at the leaders here. Bernard has just slipped around this high pressure system, so he's obviously getting excellent weather forecasting. His weather facts are obviously working, and he's probably doing really well. It's interesting. They're sort of pacing themselves, and they'll eventually get past him, I think, but he's doing pretty well for weather sort of 54 years ago. Anyway, Simon is doing pretty well, 6.5 knots, and Tapio's 6.7, Abelish 6.4, Pat's 7 knots. But check this out. This is great. Kirsten has been, she did 172 miles in the last 24 hours, so she's been flying. In fact, the speeds at the moment, everyone's been doing pretty well. If we look at Pat here, he did 167 in the last 24 hours. Abelish 164. They're all doing pretty well. So, but it's about to change because there's a lot of confusing weather coming. Damien 6.9, and he's done 169 miles as well. So they're flying. Captain Goog, as I said, really mixed up in the middle of this stuff. And Ayrton's doing okay, 4.6, not going super fast, but it's okay. The other interesting statistic here is that Damien can't catch Simon. Simon's flying. In fact, they're all pretty much holding their own now. Damien's still is. I'm just running direct line, which I did yesterday, and so they're pretty much on a par, 384 miles apart, and this is pretty much the course they need to do. So it could be said he's 384 miles behind the leader, and Simon's managing to hold his own. They're moving equivalent, and they've had equivalent weather, so that's pretty interesting. But with the weather that's coming, there's going to be winners and losers. So let's just have a look at that. I think we got a good impression there. So we come forward a day. That's near enough to a day, and you can see first of all. In fact, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to animate it because you can watch what happens. You can pick your boat that you want to look at. In fact, you want to follow Kirsten's situation. That trough behind her, or the area of no wind, is going to go over the top of Kirsten, so she's going to slow down a bit. The others are all pretty much coming into the breeze. They're holding it. That's within the next few hours. Then it goes soft. Damien is going to have this hole chasing him as he goes forward, so he'll go slow, and that's tomorrow morning early, so it's not going to last long. It's moving pretty quick. They're all going to get affected by it. You can see the area of low wind is going across, and it's preceding a big wind shift. You can see they've got northerlies and northwesterlies, and then all of a sudden you've got a southeaster popping up here. As this comes across, it's on the nose, and you can see Aberlich is going to slow down, Simon's going to slow down, Damien's still back in the hole. It's going to be a very frustrating few days. So this is tomorrow night, and then again Damien's still in a low wind area. He'll be forward of that, so he's got enough to keep sailing. Simon will be stopped in a hole probably, and then it's all going to swing around to the, they're right on the edge of it there. But when I stop there, you can see bang, it's an easterly breeze for Simon, and all of them pretty much. The same with Damien. He's going to get a northeaster, which is probably good because he needs to be pushed down a bit. So, and this is for late on the 29th. That's tomorrow night. But it's going to be it's a little bit hard to follow. Now we're into 2 days away. So this is 2 days later. It's not going to be as bad as it looks there for Damien because he's going to be up here somewhere. In fact, 2 days, he should easily make 200 miles, 2 100-mile days. So we'll go boom, boom. He's going to be quite a bit further forward of that. So he's fine. So he should be about here. So he's got a good breeze, and it will push him south, which is a good thing. And these guys, they'll be 200 miles ahead. So it's hard to contemplate sometimes how this works, but still headwinds. So Damien's going to be looking better. These guys got headwinds. I think the smartest thing to do, there's a bit of easterly in it, northerly in it there, is go on port tack and keep heading down. But they'll know that there's this high coming up as well. They'll be able to tell from wind direction and what their barometer's doing. So hang on, I've got to animate it again. Whoop, sorry, come and get away. I can't animate the weather while that one's on. And you've got to activate it again. You've got to hit it to get it going. And here comes the big high. So once it gets past them, remembering they're going to be up here, so it's light headwinds, very frustrating. They'll be in this zone, light winds, so they have pleasant sailing, but it's not going to get them to Cape Town in a hurry. So a few frustrating days. The other thing I think I should point out now, if we come back a bit, is that if we go back to about where are we here, you'll see there's a southeasterly airflow around Cape Town. I'll build that up again. Okay, it's just starting. So this is tomorrow. There's a distinct southeasterly airflow there, and then literally for the next week it starts getting it cuts in about jeepers. Okay, this is a bit different than windy. Okay, say the 31st. The 30th, 31st, that's quite strong. This is what you don't want to do if you're coming this way towards Cape Town. And then every day it just gets stronger and stronger. So that's the 31st. You've got some really heavy easterly, southeasterly winds there, and it's going to kick in for nearly a week. There's the 1st of November, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th is just starting to back off. So there's sort of like 5-6 days of very strong southeasterly winds, and this is where you get the luck of the draw coming around here. It's predominantly a southeaster coming around the corner, and and then you've got this band of light to get through. So some fun things happening in the future. That's about it for now. I think I mentioned everyone. Poor old Captain Goog, boy, he'll be not happy, but then again, he's always happy, so it doesn't matter.